Welcome back here on Fox 50 this morning. We're helping you kick off this first official day of summer, whether you're out on a sunny day or a cloudy day or rainy day like it is today. We all need to protect our skin, and we are so happy to have Dr. Anita Scario with UNC Health here with us this morning. Great to have you back on the show.
Great to be here.
It's been a few years, but it's wonderful to see you. Listen, let's start with sunscreen.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people think, well, do I burn? Do I need sunscreen? But we all need to wear sunscreen.
Absolutely, yes. Sunscreen protects us from UV radiation. And so UV radiation, it's accumulated exposure that causes skin cancer. It starts in childhood and goes through adulthood. And skin cancer is not a respecter of age, gender, or skin tone.
Yeah. So how do sunscreens work?
Okay, so we go back to basic science. Remember the sun.
Right.
The sun gives us energy in the form of light, heat, and UV rays. Light and heat we can see and feel, UV rays we can't feel. So we need to protect against that. UV rays are broken down into UVA, UVB, and UVC. UVC is in the atmosphere, so we don't experience it, but UVA and B come to the surface.
So important.
A, I think of as aging, so it causes premature wrinkling of the skin and aging and skin cancer. B causes burns, so the two together is what we're protecting. So if you're looking at your sunscreen, it should say broad spectrum. That means it covers UVA and UVB.
All right, well, let's go through some of the products that you have here with us and explain to us the differences and the importance.
Okay, so this is really confusing. You go to any drugstore, you go to a beauty store,
exactly.
You can't figure it out, right? So the basic categories are mineral sunscreens and chemical sunscreens. So you have your minerals, you have your tinted minerals, you have your chemical sunscreens, and then you have hybrids, which are chemicals plus the mineral sunscreens. Mineral sunscreens, you'll see ingredients like zinc oxide, titanium oxide, or iron oxide. They help act as a barrier, so they deflect the rays of the sun, or the rays of the UV radiation. The chemical sunscreens act like they absorb the rays, and they create heat, which then dissipates off your body. So that's how it protects you. The mineral ones tend to be not as cosmetically elegant, so they get chalky,
right?
They
get chalky, and you see it all on your skin.
Yeah, so that's the hard. The other thing about it is, if you see the tinted kinds have iron oxide in it. It helps you prevent tanning. So if you're trying to not get a tan, if you're hyperpigmented and you're worried about it, you would use those kind of products.
Yeah. So there was a bit of controversy about these products. What's the status now and what happened?
Okay, so a couple of years ago, there was a product, benzene was a contaminant in the sunscreen, not an ingredient, but a contaminant. So they pulled those off the market. And there have been another product, oxybenzone, which is it's a chemical disruptor for the marine system, marine ecosystem. So Hawaii banned it. So you might see on some of the products it says oxybenzone free, and that's what that means.
Excellent. So the important thing now is, how do we protect ourselves?
Yeah, it's the first thing I would say is, if you can, first of all, I would say look at the UV index. Your friendly meteorologist has the right answer for you every morning. Look at that. Secondly, what I would do is, if you can avoid being in the sun from 10 to 2, that's ideal. But as we know, not everybody can do that, right?
And for a lot of families, that's prime time to be outside.
Exactly. So make sure, if you can wear your hat, your sunscreen, your sunglasses, and a shirt that's covering you, that's loosely fitting, that'd be helpful. Then the sunscreens. Sunscreens are important. You need to look for broad spectrum. You want to look.
It says broad spectrum on the label.
Broad spectrum on the label.
Okay.
It means a UVA, UVB. Look for SPF of 30. Anything above that really does not give you much more. 30 blocks 90% of the rays, so use for 30. Make sure it's water resistant if you're going to be in the water. Apply it every 2 hours. And start at the hairline and go down, okay? 1 ounce on the body and a teaspoon on the face.
It's so important, especially with 3 little ones. We have to remember to do that every 2 hours.
Absolutely.
Kids can play for hours outside.
Right, they have energy that you can't sit.
So great to see you.
Great to see you.
Thank you for this helpful advice as we help people get ready to kick off the summer.
Enjoy.
And this is such important information, Michelle.